Well, I got my Nature Reliance LT Wright Shemanese here. I showed it already on the unboxing video. And got some fruit here I'm just going to cut up with it. It's the first thing I've ever cut with it. I did cut down through some paper just to see that the edge was good on my unboxing video. I know this is not the most exciting thing you've ever seen, somebody cutting a little fruit up and everything. We needed to cut this watermelon up to get some watermelon to eat, and I had some other fruit. I thought I'd just see how it does on that type of task. I know that it'd be way more exciting if I was out, I was out trapping with it, or skinning a bear, or skinning a deer, or cutting up a pig or something with it. But, this time of year, don't have that much of that going on. And anyway, just thought I'd film what I was doing with it. This is the first thing I've done that's really any kind of task with this knife. And it's thin, so it should cut easy. And it's doing pretty good so far. Right down through there. And that long blade, it's 6 3/4 inch. It spans across that pretty good, and I like that. Because I do some kitchen chores with a lot of my knives, especially the longer blade ones. Oh yeah, it's coming right down through that. Slice, a good slice off there. And this handle, I'll have to say, is comfortable now. Of course, I haven't done a whole lot with it so far, but the handle's really comfortable. Now, just getting it cut up into pieces that I can dole out to people. All right. So now I've got this cantaloupe. I was going to try it. Just keep on saying this handle is really well made. It's really a comfortable handle, and it puts the blade at a certain angle that makes work with it easy. This is a well thought out knife. It's a big knife compared to a lot of my other knives, but I feel that it's really well thought out. Oh yeah, it just goes right through that. So the way I do that, these cantaloupes, and see this, with that back, you could scrape real good with it. I think you could scrape hides or anything. The way that shape is, even like the old Canadian belt knives that had that leaf-shaped blade, this is almost like that with that curve on the back. Look at that. I can just scrape the seeds right off there. That's the way I do them. And then even if it's this big a knife, I can just peel that right off there. The way that just fits in my hand. And that notch right there I've just got on that one, and it's like a pinch hold. I've just peeled that back right off of that. Makes quick work of it. So now I got an orange. I like oranges. They're really good for you. I like to eat a lot of them, especially when people get sick. Look at that. How that thing just goes right through the orange. If you want to slice one up, no problem. Look at that. I have to watch my fingers. Oh yeah, this is going to be a good knife for all around work. Now I'm going to try apple. The way I do apples is I peel them, and I've not peeled any apples or anything with this knife. It's a pretty good size knife for that kind of thing, but my test of a knife on peeling apples is how good of a peeling I can get as far as a small slice of the peeling and not get too much apple in there, because I like to peel my apples And I like to peel them thin peelings so that I don't get a lot of the apple meat in the peeling. Look at that, coming right off of there. And you know, this wouldn't be like a knife that you'd probably say, oh, I'm just going to get an apple peeling knife and it's going to be that, but it sure works. This knife just works for everything you want to do with it, from what I can see. Now, of course, I hadn't done a lot of bushcrafting with it and all, but I've seen a little bit of videos and stuff, and I think it's going to be a really good knife for everything. So there you have it. I just had a little bit of fruit I wanted to cut up with it, just as a first kind of a test, just to see how it would do on this different tasks. Cutting a pretty good size couple of fruits, a watermelon and cantaloupe, and then cutting through an orange real easy, and then peeling, cutting up an apple, which is a pretty good test of how the knife's going to lay in your hand like this, and how nimble you're going to be able to be with the edge right there. And from what I can see with this knife, it's going to work really well on a lot of different grips. You could choke up on it like that. You can do that thumb on the spine thing that a lot of people do. I don't do much of that. That one's probably one of my more of a normal hold for me, or either fist holding if I'm carving wood or something. So I think it's going to be a good all-around knife, and I keep saying this, but that handle is really well designed. It just fits your hand really well. The ratio of this measurement right here to the thickness of it is just really nice, how it just fits in your hand. It's not overly shaped this way. It's a little bit flatter, but it's not a complete broom handle, which I don't mind a broom handle, but I just think it's a good all-around handle. Now the last thing, let me see if I got it here. Just see if it'll cut this piece of paper after I've done that. I don't think it even, there's nothing that should have affected the edge out of what I did anyway. Oh yeah. I'm not going to have any hair on my arm if I don't quit that kind of stuff. Anyway, there you go. Nature Reliance / LT Wright Shemanese.